Future Flash with Jack Uldrich, opening your mind to a world of possibilities.
A few years ago, a group of America's most preeminent scientists gathered together to study the emerging field of nanotechnology. In the executive summary of their report, they said that because of nanotechnology, there will be more change in the next 25 years than there has been in the past 100 years. As someone who regularly tracks advances in nanotechnology, I believe this to be true. This magnitude of change can, however, be a little difficult for the average person to grasp. So let me try and put it in some perspective for you. 100 years ago, 50% of all people lived and worked on farms. There were only a few thousand cars on the road, and life expectancy was 47. Today, life expectancy is approaching 80. There are a billion cars on the planet, and less than 1% of the population lives and works on farms. In other words, in the past 100 years, we as a society have witnessed a staggering amount of change. And now, according to the scientific community, we can expect to see a comparable amount of change compressed into the next 2.5 decades. So what does all of this mean? Well, to paraphrase that wise American philosopher Yogi Berra, the future ain't what it used to be. At a minimum, this is going to require your organization to do 3 things. 1, think exponential. A number of technologies, including computer processors, data storage, bandwidth, gene sequencing, brain scanning, nanotechnology, robotics, even knowledge itself, are doubling every 6 to 18 months. Now, an interesting fact about exponential growth. Did you know that anything that doubles 10 times after the 10th doubling is 1,000 times larger? Let me give you a concrete example of this. In 1998, Google was doing 25 million searches a day. It was impressive technology, but it wasn't transformative. Today, they're doing 25 billion searches a day, and in the process, they have transformed media, advertising, and soon healthcare. The bottom line is that a number of companies are going to grow 1,000-fold in the next decade, and you have to be prepared. Number 2, you're going to have to unlearn a lot of what you know. This is what I call the iceberg principle. I said earlier, science and technical knowledge is doubling every 7 years. So what this means is that in 14 years, everything that we know today will just represent 25% of what we will know in the future. That 75% information that is new is going to require you and your organization to unlearn some of the things that you know today. Number 3, you and your organization have to believe in doing the impossible. Let me give you an example of exponential growth. It is a mathematical fact that if I could fold a piece of paper 50 times, I can't, but if I could, each time it would get smaller, but it would also get higher. But after the end of the 50th fold, it would reach 93 million miles. My point is that you have to understand exponential growth because it has the ability to transform things that are impossible today to things that will be eminently possible tomorrow. Now, let me take you back 100 years ago. 100 years ago, how many people could imagine that we would be flying across the country? How many people would believe that less than 1% of the population could feed the entire country? How many people could believe that we could instantly communicate with almost anybody, anywhere in the world? And who would have believed that all of society would be living 30 years longer? Well, in 25 years, who's to say what will be impossible? Will we be able to build an elevator to space? We're working on it today. Will you be able to manufacture your own food in the comfort of your house? People are working on that technology today. Will you be able to access the internet by thought alone? Innovative companies and entrepreneurs are working on that today. And will you be prepared for a life expectancy of 120, 150, or perhaps even longer? You'll have to be. Because the chances are that the year 2025 will be as different from today as today is from 1900. Are you and your organization really prepared for this type of change? I'm Jack Uldrich, and here's to opening your mind to a more compelling future.